we need to prove that this particular expression is divisible by 64. When you say that this expression is divisible by 64, it simply means that 9 to the power minus 8n minus n is equal to 64 into k. K is some multiple. When you multiply anything by 64, it means that it is divisible by 64. So in this case, let's just evaluate 9 to the power n plus 1, right? So we can write it as 9 to the power n plus 1 as 1 plus 8 to the power n plus 1, right? Let's evaluate this first. So we'll get, using the theorem, we'll get NCR, n less n plus 1 in this case. R is 0 into 1 into 8 to the power of 0. Let's continue this. Get n plus 1 into C1 into 1 into 8 to the power 1 plus n plus 1 C2 into 1 into 8 square. This continues until R is n plus 1. So this is n plus 1 into 1 into 8 to the power n plus 1. So this first term is going to be 1. 1 into 1 into 8 to the power 0 is 1. So it's 1 plus n plus 1 C1. What is it? N plus 1 factorial by n plus 1 minus 1, because R is 1, into R factorial, which is 1 factorial, into 1 into 8 plus n plus 1 C2 into 1 into 8 square, which is 64. We're going to get n plus 1 C3 into 1 into 8 cube. Finally, you will have n plus 1 C n plus 1 into 1 into 8 to the power n plus 1. This is nothing but 1 plus 1 and 1 will be cancelled. So we'll have n plus 1 factorial by n factorial. Now we can write this as, n plus 1 into n factorial. So this will get cancelled. We'll be left with n plus 1 into 8 plus n plus 1 C2, write it as 8 square, n plus 1 C3, 8 cube, so on, n plus 1 into 8 to the power n plus 1. So what do we get? 1 plus n into 8, 8n, plus 1 into 8, plus, let's copy the rest. So now what we can do is we can bring this minus 8n minus 9 on both the sides. So we have n plus 1 minus 8n minus 9 is equal to, we bring this here, minus 8n minus 9, and then we have plus 1 plus 8n plus 8. So 1 plus 8 is 9, so we'll write it as 9 plus 8n. Both of this will get cancelled here, and remaining things will just carry forward. I've rewritten this expression after the cancellations. So we get, let's take 8 square as common here. We'll get into 8 n plus 1 minus 2, because we've taken 8 square as common. We'll get 8 square is 64. So this is nothing but some constant value, say k. So since we have got this as 64, some constant which is k, which means anything that's going to be multiplied by 64 obviously is going to be divisible by 64. So hence this is proved. Hence this expression is divisible. Hence is divisible by 64.